It's very clear that consciousness is a trap, because consciousness is the domain of the ego. I've said it before that when Jesus talked to people, he was not talking from his consciousness. He was channeling the, the audience or the people listening to him, and he was also challenge, challenge, channeling the spirit or um, the spirit world, or um, the collective consciousness. And when you stand in front of people, you automatically start channeling, because you easily get distracted away mm, from consciousness by the input uh, from the surroundings. Problem with uh, being alone and painting or writing a book is that you are not distracted by people around you because you are alone, and you tend to remain in ego or in consciousness as long as you are alone, and you rationalize too much. But you have to let go of rational thought and ego and consciousness in order to connect with what you need to connect with when you create, because what is building up your creation is not of your consciousness or your ego, but it's from your channeling of everything else but your consciousness. And so this is the problem with being alone. When you create, you get lost in your rational thinking, and you are tying pieces together. You are collecting pieces of information as time goes by, and when you collect those pieces together, like in a conclusion, you get lost in your conclusion because you end up with making conclusions that are not information. They look like information to you because they are conclusions, but in fact they are misleading conclusions because they are not really information. When you are concluding, the pressure of thoughts in your mind is higher than when you handle information that you already know is true. And this pressure when you handle the information as you draw conclusions is also a problem. It's you can't maintain this pressure, and when the pressure goes away, um, you lose the sight of the conclusions because they were really not informations.